Well, hi everybody. This is Bridget here, and this is probably my third attempt at trying to film my new setup with my personal Malden. First, I want to apologize for my voice. I'm getting over a little cold, but I got this little window of opportunity to do a little video while the house is quiet, so wanted to get this in. So yes, I switched out of my Kiki K after about a month of using it. There were just a few things that just didn't, I kind of felt like it just wasn't the one, you know? So I came across this purple Malden on eBay and snatched it up, and I have loved it ever since. I got it at the end of December, and it's about mid-January now, and I have been using it every day. Absolutely love it. Been tweaking it here and there, and I think I finally found a good system that I'm going to be using for quite a while. Okay, so this is the personal purple Malden. Here's a picture of some of my top tabs, and we're just going to kind of dive on in. Okay, so when I open up my planner, I don't really want to jump right in, so to speak. I kind of want to warm up a little bit. So I have a little cover page that I'm pretty sure I'm going to change periodically, but right now I'm liking it. It's just a piece of cardstock, and then I got a free printable from a blog called Island Girl. It's one of her August printables from 2013, if you're interested. And then I just glued it onto the cardstock and laminated it, and then I used a round corner punch to get these round edges just because it was a little bit sharp, and it also looks kind of nice too. In here, I don't keep anything in the zipper pocket like most people, just because I don't want to add bulk to it. I have some stamps here, some business cards, and then my market dots, which I'll show you how I use later on. The system I'm using the market dots for, I might change down the road. I don't know. Right now, they're working out quite well. So I just keep those in there. So after the little cover page, I go into my sections. I don't have dividers, so to speak. I don't know, I just kept changing out the dividers and then just felt like it wasn't meant to be. And so I scaled it down quite a lot, and I'm really enjoying this more simplified version. It's kind of one of my 2014 goals, is just to simplify. So this is one of my Martha Stewart top tabs I have. I have life projects. P Chef is for Pampered Chef. I'm a Pampered Chef consultant. I have goals, backyard contents, and some more that I'll show you later on. So this is my life section, so anything that pertains to the house, me personally, and just life in general. So I have 2014 goals that obviously I need to fill in. I have some side tabs here for each of the sections. Got this great idea from Erin Joy. You can search her on YouTube, or I'll link to her video below. And she's also on Instagram as Hobby Lane. And when I was watching her video, none of this was set up in here like this, like the side tabs, the masking stickers, or anything like that. And I was watching her video, and I had an aha moment, like, that's what's missing out of my planner was my personality. So when I originally went into this planner, I wasn't going to do any decoration, and I'm not going to go overboard with the decoration, but I want to add personality to it, and I'll show you when we go further in. So I have my 2014 goals. These are my 2014 habits I want to change. Let's see, you guys can see that a little bit better if I move it closer. Just some things that I wanted to change. And then my morning, afternoon, and evening routine, having it written down and really following it has just made my day so much more productive. I've actually switched to going to bed when my kids go to bed, or around 10, 11 o'clock at night, when usually that's when I get a lot of my Pampered Chef work done. So I go to bed earlier and I wake up at 5 to work out, and then I get a good, solid, uninterrupted, most importantly, hour and a half of administrative work for Pampered Chef done, so I can focus on my son when he wakes up, and my family for the rest of the day, and not have to worry about work stuff. And it's just loving it, working out so well. Other personal tabs here. So we go into the projects section. I do use A through Z tabs in the back, and I'll show you. But I put all the working sections and lists and whatnot up front, just so it's in the forefront of my mind, and I can I'll look at it on a weekly basis when I do my weekly review. So in here I have some staging prep, what rooms need to be looked at, home management binder. I have an A5 Okra Malden that's going to be switching from a binder to there as my home management binder, and I need to figure out what sections I need to have in there and whatnot. So it's halfway done. I'll do a video on that when that's all said and done. There's some personal things here. And then I go into my Pampered Chef. This is not what I use my market dots for, but my son got a hold of this probably. My Pampered Chef section. So just some scripts for when I make my phone calls, so I sound like I know what I'm talking about. Some notes from like YouTube videos that I watch. I'm obsessed with watching YouTubes and learning from that. My monthly to-dos, things I need to do every month for my business, as far as like changing out specials and things like that. Ideas for the business, how to grow my business. I do a weekly recipe on my Facebook group page, and I'll link that below if you'd like to join. It's called What's Cooking with B. So every Wednesday I post a recipe, and I'm just going to list down here what recipes I post. That way I don't do any duplicates. And just some like call lists and notes and stuff here. Now we're going into my favorite section, which is the DIY fish. I'll link her shop below, but DIY fish has changed the way I've used my planner. I feel more organized. I'm able to track so much stuff, and it's just fabulous. And it's something that you download, you print yourself, cut yourself, and punch yourself. So it's a little bit of tedious work, but it's well worth it in the end. I had bought her 3-month section. I had the life mapping version 2 from January to March, and they are a day on 2 pages, and I'll show you more of you go in, you'll know what I'm talking about. And she's coming out with a version 2.1, which has the option of having day on 1 page, which I might go to just because I don't have that much to write right now. We'll see. I don't know. So this is, you can hear my son coming down. So this is the yearly planner that I have paper clipped here, and it's 2014, so you have the 2014, 2015, and 2016 calendar, and then you pull it out and you have the whole year pulled all out here. And right now I have all the birthdays and anniversaries listed out for the entire year. And then on this side, it's just another way of mapping out 2014. And right now I'm using it to track my incentive points for a trip I can earn through Pampered Chef. So I just decorated it a little bit with washi tape and stuff. So I just have that in front for future planning purposes. And then she has this contents page, which I really, really like. So now I can write something on my daily page, and I can write the page number that it's on and go back and look at it. So if I have things like booking show checklist, I have some ideas on this, I know all this information is on page 10, so I can go back and look at that. So even when I take out some of the months down the year, when I file them, I still know what information is on there and where I can find it. So I just have a top tab up here for contents page to easily find it. And then I have my monthly goals, and this is just a report, frosted report cover that I cut down to size and then I corner punched. and just have my monthly goals here so they're like front and center. And then this goes into her life mapping system. So this is for January. I'm currently in the month of January, and I just use some Girl All Work tabs here to signify the months. And this is her monthly chart, and I'm able to track so much, as you can see, like my workouts, savings, project life, when I pay bills, when I have my Pampered Chef shows. I can have my husband when he teaches his classes, cleaning schedules, and just things in here that I normally wouldn't have tracked, but now that I can, I do, and I love being able to go back and look at it. And you can see that I do my color coding on here as well. This is the month, so this is for the month of January. And you can see in the latter half of the month I started using the market dots, which corresponds to my color coding system. And because the boxes are kind of tiny, I'm trying out the system of putting the market dots on here and then just putting the time of the event and then putting more information in the week. So when you pull this out, and this is the best part about her system, is you can see your month, your whole week, and then your day, all in one spread. So this is day on 2 pages here. So what I do is I'll put, and let me back up. All the Mondays are together, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, so forth for the rest of the week. And then it matches up with your weekly page. So for, let's look on the 22nd, which was yesterday, I have the orange market dot, which symbolizes Pampered Chef, 6:30, and then here I wrote down 6:30 PC show. So there's more information here. And then when I go to, we'll go to the 22nd. And then I write it here again when I do my daily review. So I take the information from my weekly page and put it on my daily page. And the same thing for when I do my weekly review, I take information from my monthly page, my monthly chart, and put it on my weekly page. She also has a weekly chart. So I can break down my monthly task list further down into my weekly charts, which is amazing. So I can, I listed like all the rooms that need to be decluttered here. I have when I need to do some Pampered Chef administrative tasks, who I need to call, and then I can, what I do is if there's a specific day I want to do something, so I had a follow up with Kristen. I'm going to do that on Friday, so I got the great idea from Carrie Harling to outline the box on the day that I want to do something, and then when I do it, I can color it in. If I don't get it done that day, I use a little arrow pointing to the right, so move it forward to the next day. And then unfortunately I keep moving it forward until it gets done. But then coloring in when it's all set and done. So it's a great, because I had like a master task list that was sitting like in the front of my planner before, but I just felt like it wasn't enough and it wasn't structured enough. But I love this. So, and then you can see in this week how, you know, I really wasn't doing much decorating. I didn't really feel the need to do it. Then come Tuesday, I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and do some decoration. And I just love it. Like, I just want to keep it simple, nothing crazy. And these are daily pages, so I have been doing them the night before, so we'll see how it goes. But since I'm not working at night, I have the time, and you know, it takes no more than 5 minutes. I don't go overboard. And just, my favorite so far has been yesterday's layout with the pink and black, and then making things stand out, like a quote I got. My daughter lost her second tooth yesterday, so I just want to make, you know, keep track of things. Like when I talked to you know, a bill company yesterday, and I can keep all the notes here. And like I said, you know how she has her contents page in the front, she also has this index. So I have this index in the back that I just used a clear transparency sheet and just used one of her pages, and then I used the color coding system on and put it on the outside here. So I have pink for myself, orange for Pampered Chef, light green for blog, dark green for finances, so on and so forth. So when you open up your pages, it kind of sticks out a little bit, which I thought would drive me crazy, but I don't mind it because, you know, because I can't really see the tabs behind it, but I don't mind it. And so when I mark down something of importance that I want to remember that day, like my daughter losing her second tooth, I put a little blue heart or whatever symbol comes to mind, and then I put this blue here. So when I'm flipping through my pages on my weekly review, I can say, oh, in orange, something important for Pampered Chef is here. Something in blue, something important with the kids happened that day. Gray is for household, something important with the household. So I can then go to my contents page and write, well, page 58, Kendall lost her second tooth. So then I can come back to here and see that that happened on the 22nd of January. Okay? And so for the current day, let me just close this up. On the current day, I have a little Project Life divider that I cut down to size, and I corner punched it and wrote today on the top. And so this is just what today looks like. You can see everything I already got done. I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning. I didn't work out, because I'm still getting over this cold, but I don't want to get back into the habit of, you know, sleeping in and just being lazy. Another thing I've done is, so this is all of week 5 together, and just for planning purposes, and so I can easily flip to a specific day. If I put a market dot on my monthly calendar and then I want to write more information on the week, I use these semicolon tabs up here, and so I put week 5 and then the dates. So that way I know that these specific dates is what all held together like this. So you can see I already started filling that out there. Okay? So I highly recommend DIY Fish. I mean, it's just amazing. I know a lot of people say that it's been confusing, and honestly it was confusing to me at first, but it was her first set that was confusing. This has not been confusing at all. I do keep 2 months worth of dailies in here, and then I just have the 3rd month, just the monthly, just so it's not too packed in here, just because I do plan out my shows, you know, 2 months ahead of time. So I have another little frosted cover here for my to-do lists, and this is just things that do not need to be done right away, kind of future planning. So I'm doing the 52-week money challenge, so I just printed out a printable I found on Pinterest. I just washi taped down the side and just paper clipped it so it's all nice and neat here. And then my A through Z tabs, another frosted cover. And I just like these so much better than doing the dividers that stick out on the side. I don't know why. I can't tell you, but I like it. It's just clean, it's neat. Yeah. So this is just kind of like my filing cabinet. So I just use it to hold like addresses, birthday lists, so I can transfer them every year to my monthly layout or my yearly layout. Favorite blogs. I'm not gonna go through this whole thing because it probably will bore you to death. But like dinner ideas, file text items to purchase, which I think I purchased pretty much all of them already. Games to play, and so just little things that I don't need on a regular basis, but I just want it, you know, all of information in my head to be like in one spot. So this is my A through Z, and then I have appointment cards. So this is like the business card slot. These are my appointment cards, and I got this idea from Christy. She's a author of Gifty Etc. blog, and she holds on to her appointment cards. So if there's a discrepancy, so you show up late or you show up early, you can, even though you have it in your calendar, you have the actual appointment card that they wrote down, and then you can say, well, this is when you told me to be here. And I also keep it for future planning. So like my son has a doctor's appointment on May 6th. I don't have my May calendar in my planner yet, so I keep that here for future. And then I don't keep anything in this little top tab yet. I might, I don't know. And what I have in here is just a picture of my cute little family. You know, I might put this in here so I can see them more regularly. But right now they're there, so they're like always with me. And I've started using, like, I've been using the friction pins because they are erasable. But a lot of people have been saying how they over time will fade and like erase. And because I want to start storing my planner and keeping all the information, that worried me a bit. So, I mean, I don't know how true that is, but either way, I've switched to a Sharpie fine point pen, and you can see that I use that to write all my top tabs up here, and then I starting using that in here, in addition to my colored staplered markers. Staplered? I don't know how to say that. But awesome. Yeah. So that's my planner in a nutshell. I highly recommend the Malden DIY fish inserts. The personal size works tremendously for me. I don't need anything bigger. I don't want anything smaller. Yeah, so if you have any questions, leave them in the comment below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Alright, I'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye-bye.